This video is part of a series presenting the story in English titled, 4 Years 9 Days, My Life in the Kingdom of Hell. Designed for English-speaking audiences, this English rendition is a translated adaptation of the original Khmer poem. A parallel version, narrated in Khmer with English or French subtitles, is also available on youtube.com/@Ritia's channel. To continue following the story, please follow and subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/@Ritia2. Chapter 6, The First Few Months of the Khmer Rouge. This video contains the last section of the Chapter 6. Section 12, Accusations, Torture, and Killings. Fast forward, it is 1980, after 4 years under the Khmer Rouge regime. The Khmer Rouge used any excuse, such as accusing someone of treason, to justify torturing and killing innocent people. They applied communist theories to the extreme, targeting individuals across all social spectrums, including those accused of being capitalists, aristocrats, police, military, wealthy, judges, professors, teachers, soldiers, lawyers, mentors, tycoons, students, or those who wore glasses. Monks, doctors, intellectuals, priests, engineers, agents of all kinds, nobles, high officials, and honorable people were also targeted, as well as any profession except farmers and poor workers. In summary, all professional categories were targeted by the Khmer Rouge, except for farmers and poor workers. To protect themselves, people hid their identities and professions, pretending to be poor workers or farmers. This was done to prevent communication and connections among intellectuals, as everyone hid their identities from unknown individuals. Angkar continued to search for those who did not hide their previous professions, as they were likely to be targeted for execution. I initially declared myself as a student, but later had to pretend to be a poor worker like many others to avoid being killed. Some of the Khmer Rouge knew the backgrounds of the newcomers, but advised them to hide their past professions and work hard to prove themselves as good workers in order to fit into the new way of life. Former professionals were easy targets, and anyone who asked questions or challenged the Khmer Rouge was taken away and executed, often along with their family members, as a lesson to others. To stay alive, all former professionals not only hid their identities but also stopped asking questions or challenging the Khmer Rouge. Eventually, everyone pretended to be workers or farmers in their previous careers. If someone continued to claim that he was a professional, he would eventually be executed for an enemy, with no trial given for protesting the accusation. If someone was frequently absent due to illness, he or she risked being accused of laziness, dishonesty, or taking advantage of collective solidarity, which could lead to their execution as an example to others. During times of famine, even a small amount of grain taken could be considered theft from the community, also resulting in execution. Young men and women who had conversations without a third party present could be accused of moral crimes, such as being involved in a romantic relationship. This was considered a grave offense and both individuals would be sentenced to execution. These are just a few of the traumatic experiences that occurred in the Khmer Rouge era, which I will delve into further in subsequent chapters. Comment from the author. It is hard to believe that the Khmer Rouge killed virtually any professional except farmers and the poor working class. The Khmer Rouge members were fully brainwashed to kill their compatriots, accusing them of working for the CIA or any foreign adversary. This theory was propagated from the top level down to village cadres, spreading throughout communities. After their victory, Angkar feared losing control from the pressures they imposed, which could lead to potential threats to the regime. They began by killing military personnel and high-ranking officers of the Khmer Republic, forcing everyone from other backgrounds to hide their identities. Additionally, no one could keep their original names. We were forced to use only the last syllable of our names. To reduce the risks, their priority was to eliminate the identities and backgrounds of the population by instilling the fear of execution every day. By not revealing their backgrounds, how could newcomers trust others to form any uprising movement? Furthermore, food was fully controlled, and private gatherings were not allowed. Local kids aged 10 to 13 worked as spies for Angkar, monitoring newcomers. Initial killings made people aware of the regime's cruelty. The relocations or reorganizations gave newcomers a chance to hide their identities if they hadn't already. With the regime's cruelty, some old people or local people saw the general killing as barbaric acts and did not support these ideas but had no choice but to follow the Angkar or deadly order. For these reasons, they involuntarily helped spread the barbarity to newcomers while trying to help them hide their identities. A few months after their control, it was impossible to find any old professionals among the newcomers. For example, technicians, doctors, and teachers all became poor workers in the old society. Most locals knew there were some professionals among the newcomers and helped to hide their identities. As newcomers, we had seen enough of the Khmer Rouge's barbarity and quickly accepted the need to hide our identities, claiming we were poor workers. At the same time, Angkar forced people to relocate and reorganize repeatedly. Any newcomers who initially made a few friends from the same background would have no chance to meet again, making it impossible to discuss or form any mini-groups for uprising against Angkar. Brainwashing sessions instilled distrust among old friends, leading them to report any suspicious activities considered enemies of Angkar. Additionally, any verbal protest in meetings would result in the entire family's execution. People were confined to their villages, unable to make friends or look for lost loved ones. Food was totally controlled by the commune or village. In brief, it was impossible for newcomers to form a group for rebellion or pose a threat. Only within the Khmer Rouge group could such a threat provoke Angkar. This is one reason the Khmer Rouge killed each other in 1977, again in 1978, and the worst in early 1979 after Vietnam invaded Cambodia. The killing spiraled out of control in Posat and Battambang, particularly in regions number 2 and number 7. I encountered numerous pits with countless victims of these atrocities in March and early April 1979, 4 months after the Vietnamese invaded Cambodia. Why did the Khmer Rouge kill their own people after their regime fell? What was the strategy behind the mass killings at the beginning of 1979? These remain mysteries. In my story, I document my encounters with numerous pits in chapters 10 and 11. Please continue to follow the story on chapter 7 of the next video. Please subscribe or follow, like, comment, and share with friends. If you are new to the story, search for Kamnap 2 for the English version. End of chapter 6. Thank you.